Michael, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what led you to Baker Chiropractic and Wellness?
Sure. My issue started when I was about 16 years old. I'd actually stepped on a nail and tried to play a whole basketball season on that foot. It led to a lot of pain and inflammation that I never got over. I found out I had a chronic illness later on, so it was interesting. Along the way, I met some different doctors who had their own opinions about what was wrong with me. One of them pointed out that I had scoliosis, said there was nothing I could do about that. Another one told me, though I had ankylosing spondylitis, a chiropractor couldn't help me. So I went for years without any real positive treatment for addressing my underlying problems, until I eventually found out about chiropractic, how it could help me, pretty late in the process. But with my pain getting more and more intense, even though I'd been to some chiropractors at that point, they really weren't able to help me because I was in too much pain. So I just stopped going to chiropractic until a massage therapist actually ended up closing, and she told me that she was going to Baker Chiropractic full time. So she kind of twisted my arm to do a consultation, and I was just shocked that Baker Chiropractic could help me.
And then how did you feel when you first started the care here at Baker Chiropractic and Wellness?
I was in really bad shape. I was moving like inches at a time in terms of walking, and really hunched over pretty badly. So I really, it's when the doctors at Baker Chiropractic were telling me that they could help me, I was actually kind of laughing inside, because I thought that was just really ridiculous that anyone could help me at that point, because I just didn't believe anymore. Though I believed in natural medicine and amazing, natural cures that were out there, I didn't think with my level of pain that any chiropractor could help me, because doctors would touch my back. I was just in too much pain for them to do anything. So I was in a pretty bad state.
And then did we meet your expectations?
Yeah, I really had very low expectations that the doctors at Baker Chiropractic could do anything for me. So once I started straightening up and getting more straight with my spine, and I began to walk freely and having a lot less pain, it was close to a miracle. I was pretty surprised and very happy that I was in such a facility, because I didn't think they existed really in the whole USA.
Right. And on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, when you first came to see us, how bad were you?
I think I was probably an 8. That was not just physically but also emotionally, because the pain was affecting my whole body, how I was thinking, how I was feeling. So I was fairly desperate. I was just kind of happy to get a massage once a week, but it was pretty bad.
Right. And then how about today, present time, on the 1 to 10 scale? How do you feel today? 10 being the worst, 1 being almost perfect.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll ever feel almost perfect, but I would say I have some bad days, but I'd say in general I'm probably about a 4. So I've improved immensely.
That's fantastic. And then can you tell our listeners what ankylosing spondylitis is?
Yeah.
Some of them probably have never even heard of that word.
Right. Ankylosing spondylitis, I believe the ankylosing part of the ankle part of it refers to the spine, and the spondylitis part, the spondyle part, has to do with the fusing in the spine. So one of the reasons I had so much doubt about any chiropractor helping me so late in the process is I've had a few vertebrae that have fused together. And I was just thinking, well, since I have some fusion in my spine, there's no way a chiropractor can help me at this point. But I was wrong.
And then what do you think made the biggest difference in your care?
Oh, there's 2 big things. I think first, the expertise of the chiropractors at Baker Chiropractic and their advanced tools. That's really one thing that really surprised me. That I hadn't really heard of the Gonstead technique at that point. And that Dr. Patrick could move my spine was like a shock to me, and that we could straighten out some of those vertebrae and give me some relief. Like, that was a huge surprise. But the other part of it too was really the very positive atmosphere created at Baker Chiropractic. Like, I've experienced some of that at other chiropractic facilities, but I've never experienced it to such a degree, because a lot of people who are sick, who come into see Dr. Patrick or yourself, they need the emotional support because, again, when those pain levels are really up, it really messes up a person's hormones, and it can be really tough to push through. But all the positive encouragement meant everything to me.
And what would you tell someone who was considering or wondering if Baker Chiropractic and Wellness was right for them? Well, what would you tell them?
I would say don't be kind of slow like me. I was trying to investigate my own illness in the very beginning when I was about 18 or 19, and there weren't a lot of resources for me at the time. But people out there today, they can do things like a Google search and see what chiropractic can help with, and they could take advantage of getting like a free consultation if Baker Chiropractic offers it at the time, and really see for themselves. Like, I've heard about people who, they don't wear glasses anymore because they see a chiropractor, or their hearing returns. So I wouldn't underestimate at all what the importance of the nervous system and getting the vertebrae aligned, because that's really the whole system. It's like taking the wiring out of a car. If you don't have the right wiring for your body, or your systems aren't going to work properly. So I would just definitely take advantage of a consult.